Now for Lab 2, we've actually provided you with all the website files that you'll need. So if you go to Lab 2 directory in the serverless workshop directory, you'll see that there's a website folder here. And if we click into that, you'll see that there's an actual website containing an index.html, the JavaScript code, the fonts, the images, the style sheets, and anything else that you really need to run this website. Now this website's a bit different from usual websites where you have a front end and a back end and they communicate between each other. This is a completely serverless website where we actually make API calls out to services to retrieve data and display them all asynchronously. And depending on the values from the API calls, we can then change the views and we can update the page all within the web browser itself, all on the client side, so nothing on the server side. Before we can open up this website and test it out, let's create an Auth0 account, which is the authentication provider that we're going to be using for this workshop. So go to auth0.com and click on the sign up page in the top right corner. Sign up with your email address. And your password. Then click on sign up. Next, we want to create a tenant name, and this is what you're going to call your website, or your website and a stage if you're doing different stages for your website. So this can't be renamed, so make sure you choose it carefully. We're just going to name mine ACGSFB. Now we can see that these are also global, and this one's already taken. So this is the same situation with S3. We do need to make it unique. Next, we need to set a region, so just select US and then click on Next. Now we need to specify what type of account we're actually creating. So this is a personal account, and I am a developer. And the project that we're doing is just playing around. Click on Create Account. And finally, you'll be brought to the dashboard screen. Now to get started, let's click on the Clients, then click on Default App, and click on the Connections tab up here. I'm just going to close this little window here. Now we just want to use a username and password authentication. We don't want to do any OAuth stuff, so we're just going to disable the Google OAuth 2 section here and just make sure that the database one is still enabled. Next, let's go to the Settings tab and we're going to scroll down a little bit until we see the allowed callbacks URL here. Now what this does is it contains a list of callback URLs that it's allowed to call back. If we don't enter anything here, when we sign in, it'll just error. So we're going to add to HTTP localhost 8100, and I'm going to put a comma here and do the same for 127.0.0.1:8100. I'm going to copy this. I'm also going to put it in the allowed web origins. And if we scroll down a little bit more, I'm also going to put it into the allowed origins cause section here. Now if we scroll down further, you can see there's a show advanced settings link here. So let's click on that. If we scroll down a little further and click on the OAuth link here, we'll see that we're using the JSON Web Token signature algorithm RS-256. Now keep it as that because that's what we do want to use, and we do want OIDC conformance ticked. Once you can confirm that's all done, scroll up, hide the advanced settings, and click on Save Changes. Cool, so we can see that the settings have been changed. Now it's important to take note of these things here, the domain, the client ID, and the secret. So I'd recommend just copying all these. You can use the copy to clipboard button, and just keeping them in a text editor handy for a little bit later on.